It's love.
Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to all the Akim, Method, and Four Corner teaching the truth and sincerity. This is Sasha Kwa'amak, here with the brother
Iraq, Shalom.
Of the GMS Dallas camp, coming at you with a quick lesson. Lord's willing is edifying unto the hopeful elect. Just looking at the times that we see before us, holy hell is starting to be set up to break loose on the planet Earth. You got America making moves, to try to set up this beast system. You got Russia making moves to come up against it with China. So Yahweh Shemel Shai has set all the pieces up, and only the elect see it. Only the elect see it, because everybody else is going to be caught off guard. All right. So we're just going to jump straight into the lesson. Lord's willing. Once again, I hope this is edifying unto the hopeful elect. Okay, Baba Kushai, can you pull that Revelations 6 and 10?
Con.
Or if do you have anything?
Yeah, I had this in Sirach chapter. Where is it? The fall of his enemy. Where is it? Where is
25 and 7.
25 and 7. Okay, this is Sirach chapter 25. In verse 7, it says, "There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th will I utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy." Just going into this, what we see happening right now. Basically, what we see happening is the downfall of America. And the downfall of America is synonymous with the end of Esau.
Yep.
The American empire is an Edomite empire.
Yep.
So the worse we see this place getting, all right, really the better it is for us. Yep. And that's the spirit that you should be in. Like in Revelation 18, when you read about the destruction of America, you go to the end of the chapter and it talks about how the men of the Lord are rejoicing.
Praising.
But you got it.
You can pull that 2nd Ezra 6 and 9 too, just to land back on your point there. All right, because the changing of the guard is prophesied to happen.
Right.
Okay, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, he is bolstering the battle because he wants to see it end too.
Yep.
He wants to see the elect, the 144,000 and the 1/3 be delivered from all these set perils, so they can get crowns. Okay, so they can be the kings on the earth to come. And they're going to judge the whole world. All right, but Baba Kushai.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, and I'm gonna start at verse 7. The point is in verse 9. It says, "Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?" And he said, he was wondering about prophecy.
Yeah, prophecy.
He's wondering when the kingdom was going to come. Like when you read Acts 1, now you're going to establish the kingdom.
Yep.
The apostles asking Yahweh Shai in his glorified form. You know what I'm saying? We in that same spirit, man.
Yeah, because we're tired of being here too.
Right.
We've been here subjected to this wicked ass kingdom. We grew up in this. Yahweh Shemel Shai decided to pull us to the side to endow in us His holy word.
Right.
But you got it.
2nd Ezra 6 and 8. It says, "And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth."
So that's the whole scheme of what's going on or what's being played out over these past 2,000 years.
Right.
All right, it's been a constant fighting between Jacob and Esau. You know, the antagonist and the protagonist.
Yep.
Okay, of this movie. Everybody else is just extras.
Yep.
So we're watching this get set up right now, live and direct. But Baba Kushai, could you jump to that Revelation chapter 6, verse 10?
Khan, this is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 10. It says,
And the context on this is the men who sighed and cried for all the abominations done in the midst thereof, died and are in the kingdom of heaven begging how by Shemel Shai. But you got it.
Khan. Yeah, when you read up on the subheader, it says the fifth seal, the martyred remnant.
Khan.
You know, verse Revelation 6 and 10, it says, and they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
So they're asking how about Shemel Shai to move, swiftly, on the heathen, that has set up this whole system to keep Jake, underneath a permanent, seal, to where they can't grow in the society. All right, and they were praying for deliverance for the nation of Israel. All right, but I just wanted that verse, and we can jump to Salakia. We can jump to that. Let me find it.
I'm gonna read the next verse as well.
Go ahead.
This is Revelation 6 and 11. It says, and white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest for a little season until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. So these, when you read like verse 9 to 11, it's basically going into like it says, going into the martyrs. Yeah. Those who gave their life, strove unto the death for this truth. And if I'm not mistaken, Abba Bivens.
Yep.
Abba Bivens fits that, and other brothers are gonna have the honor and privilege of giving their life for this thing.
Yeah, because being so like it just flashed for me. But you got anything else on that?
No, that was it.
All right, you can go to that Psalm chapter 119, verse 126.
Mm-hmm. This is Psalms chapter 119 and verse 126. I actually got pulled up on the screen. It says, it is time for thee, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, to work, for they have made void thy law. And
I pulled this because Esau Edom has disregarded the law of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai and tried to set up his own thing. All right. And when that happens, he's speaking out of his own heart. Okay, he's not giving Yahweh Shemel Shai his glory, but he can't because he's a heathen. All right. You got something about Shai?
No, I'm not.
Okay. And with that, Esau Edom has put himself in a predicament because he took hold of the Bible. He took hold of this word, and wrote his own name in it because he was so proud. To now he has to reap the judgment of it.
Mm-hmm.
But Baba Shaq,
what did you want?
I wanted. Let's get Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12. Verse 17.
Yeah, while I get that, you mind if I get this just because you said that?
Oh, for sure.
This is Psalm 50 and 16 in the NLT. It says, "But God says to the wicked, why bother reciting my decrees
Ooh.
and pretending to obey my covenant?"
And that's what Esau has done this whole time that we've been here in Babylon the Great.
Yep.
All right, he has used the slave Bible to try to keep Jake in line while they were on the plantation. Mm-hmm. He has used pastors that didn't follow Yahweh Shemel Shai's word to keep the people in a docile state of mind.
Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, Netanyahu.com. If I'm not mistaken, they were saying that the Palestinians were Amalek.
Yeah, Amalek.
If I'm not mistaken,
because he was trying to take the blame off himself.
Right.
All right. See, They know who they are. They know that they took our kingdom, and tried to put it on themselves. That's why they're trying to do the Greater Israel Project right now. Mm-hmm. All right, but you got it.
That was it. Wasn't Solomon 12 and where do you want me
12 and we're gonna start at 17 because we're about to see how Shemel Shai work. We're about to see the power of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Con. This is Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 17. It says, "For when men will not believe that thou art full of power, thou showest thy strength, and among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest."
So, for when men will not believe. So Esau does not believe in the strength and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. It says that in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, verse 2. Yep. Because they don't consider that a man was born again or raised from the dead. So they don't believe that Yahweh Shemel Shai raised from the dead. And that's a part of our faith. We know Yahweh Shemel Shai was raised from the dead. All right, because he came to work miracles. All right, and there was a miracle done by Yahweh for Yahweh Shai to give us faith.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Like we were talking about off camera, for the listeners, for us, for everybody, you're a miracle.
Yeah.
This is a miracle.
This is a miracle in itself.
The fact that we understand this truth is a miracle. You go into our history and our conception as a nation in, the book of Exodus, or even going, like I said last week, going back to even Abraham and Sarah.
Yep.
Having Isaac in her old age. We're miracle babies. Yep. The whole nation is a miracle baby.
That's right.
And Yahweh is the ultimate miracle baby. Miracle baby, man.
Yeah.
So really, like maybe we're gonna have to do another lesson.
Yeah.
The spiritual power, man, really is here. It's already here, man.
Yeah.
It's been here. But our faith has just got to go to that next level.
And once all holy hell breaks loose here, and we keep the main thing, all right, which is Yahweh Shemel Shai and his glory, and giving him the glory, all right, he's going to move it to the next level.
Yeah.
All right, but you got it.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 17 again. It says, "For when men will not believe that thou art full of power."
Esau, Edom, these other nations, because they choose not to follow the ways, strength, and power they have by Shemel Shai. You got it.
It says, "Thou showest thy strength, and among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest."
So he's going to show his strength, and he's going to embolden, Salaki.
Makes me think about the flood too.
God.
Like when niggas doubted, right? Niggas doubted the rain. Niggas doubted that the God of the earth would kill every goddamn body, right? Except 8 souls. The Lord put a stamp on it.
Yeah.
The Lord did it. And he ain't stopped when he heard your baby screaming. He ain't stopped when, your grandma was, gasping for it. The Lord finna get down again, man.
Yeah, because what's that? Spare not the old the woman, the child.
Right, Ezekiel 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get that as well. There's the next verse is pretty good too.
Yeah, 9.
Or Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 18.
Yeah. That's it.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, Bible shot.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 18. It says, "But thou, mastering thy power, judgest with equity, and orderest us with great favor. For thou mayest use power when thou wilt."
You know, for Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai, see, he controls good and evil. He controls all aspects of this earth. You know, he controls me. He controls you. He's the one that gives you, he seals your instructions while you're asleep. All right? He tells you what you're going to do. All right? So just like he's doing to us, he's doing it to these heathen. Okay?
Mm-hmm. You want the Ezekiel 9?
Yeah, because Esau doesn't know that Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai doesn't care about anybody else besides the elect of the nation of Israel.
Right, our people getting ready to find that out too.
Yeah,
Jake finna get ready to find that out.
Yep.
You know, or just because you know you're an Israelite, you getting ready to find that out. You know, because the scriptures say that we're scarcely going to be saved.
Yeah, and through great tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
All right. So holy hell is about to pop off, and that's what he's setting up right now. All right. During the setup of World War III.
Yeah.
But you got it.
This is Ezekiel 9, and I'm going to get to the point in verse 4. It's in about 4 through 6. I'm going to read that. It says, "And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city," talking to an angel, "through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof."
Now that mark is the Wa. Okay? That means mark from exemption.
Right.
All right? But you got it.
Verse 5, it says, "And to the others he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women."
So Pookie and Ray Ray, all right, little Jack, you know, and then these women, because they're wicked, they've been defiled. How about Shemi Al-Shai is going to restart?
Like the scriptures say, not cut you off, sorry.
Oh, you got it.
What a woman that liveth in pleasure
Yep.
is dead while she liveth.
It's dead while she liveth, because she's not bringing forth fruit. You know, the women that are going to be saved are going to be saved in childbearing. All right, so that means that she's going to be modest. All right, she's going to be shamefaced. Okay, that's how she's going to be saved because she's going to have a husband. You know, and she's not going to beat him down. She's not going to wave her hand and not listen to nothing he say, because that's these women that's going to die. But you got it.
Ezekiel 9 and 6, it says, "Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary." Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house.
So it's going to go from old to young. All right, those that knew to those that didn't want to listen, to those that, because no one died innocent. You know, everybody's going to get that measure of that judgment that they dutifully deserve. But you got something?
Nah, you got it.
All right. Could you pull that Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 15? Oh, yeah. 4 and 15. Then we're going to jump to that Isaiah 63.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 15. It says, "This the people saw and understood it not, neither laid up this in their minds, that his grace and mercy is with his saints, and he hath respect unto his chosen."
So this was said back during Enoch's time, because Enoch was a favored man. All right, you know. But this is twofold, because this is going to come back into people's ears, and understand how the elect's going to be saved. Okay? But you got it.
Keep going.
Nah, that's just what I want to add. You can go to that.
Yeah, Enoch was beamed up. You know.
You know.
Elijah was beamed up.
Yeah.
You know. Yahweh after he resurrected was beamed up.
So, like in fashion, the elect is going to be beamed up because that's the only way out of America.
Right.
Okay, you can't get on a boat. You can't fly in a plane. It's going to be 200 million missiles are going to be. It's going to pelt this bitch.
Yeah, and really, if I may,
go ahead.
When you think about it too, Noah went up.
Yeah,
the ark went up.
Yep.
You know, it was just the water that carried it up. But even Noah, that's how he got out in a ship, in a boat.
A boat.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You mind if I get this real quick?
Okay, you got
It's Isaiah 26:20.
Ooh, okay.
It says, and this scripture basically illustrates how we're going to be saved. You know, you can link it up with a multitude of scriptures. 1 Thessalonians 4, right? Matthew 24, right, where it talks about the Lord gathering the elect from the four winds of the earth. Okay, this is Isaiah 26:20. It says, "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpast." Verse 21, it says, "For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place," right? And his place is the heavens.
Yep.
It says, "to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain."
And
right?
You got it.
Going into these people.
Yep.
You know, these people basically have an excessive amount of blood on their hands.
Yep.
Especially Esau. So the times of the Lord just allowing that to, you know, take place, right? Ecclesiastes 8:11, because sentence against evil work is not executed speedily.
It's fully set in them to do evil.
Right.
Loosely paraphrase.
Yep. But like we started off, there's going to come a set time, like the precept we got on the screen, for the Lord to work.
Yep. And for Yahweh to come out of his place, that's that Second Ezra chapter 13. Mm-hmm. You know, whenever he comes down on that fathership, okay, to get busy.
Right.
He's not coming down to hand out lollipops and flowers. Right. He's coming down to get busy and to set the people in order. Yep. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 15 and 16, Bible Shah.
Yeah, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, and verse 14 and 15. It says, "I shall set the people in order, and nations shall be subject unto me. Horrible tyrants shall be afraid when they do but hear of me."
When they do but hear of Yahweh Shemi Shai and what he's going to do. Because it's just going to be just like King David all over again. King David put the heathen to heel. He made them know that the nation of Israel is the one that's in rulership. And that's what Yahweh Shai is going to do.
Yep. It says, "I shall be found good among the multitude, and valiant in war."
So he's going to be found good among the people. You know, Yasher Allah. You know, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans of Negroid descent that prophesy, you know, the name of Yahweh Shemi Shai, and that is faithful and true to the words of Yahweh Shemi Shai.
Yeah.
But you got it if you got anything else.
I got one more. This is Psalm 72:5.
Okay.
I'll read verse 4. It says, "He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy." And that's us.
Yeah.
You know, and we're needy because we know where our salvation lies. We know our salvation don't lie in anything carnal or anything really that we can do. That's why scriptures talk about calls worms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you worm Jacob.
A worm can't do nothing but really consume dirt. And that's all we doing.
Yeah. Bullshit.
You know, they got no arms, right? No legs.
Can't fight. You know, a salt kills them. Yep. Right? Yep. And we the saltiest worms ever.
I'm gonna finish this out. Psalm 72, In verse 4, it says, He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressor. They shall fear thee as long as the sun and the moon endure. Woo. Throughout all generations.
See? Throughout all generations.
Yep.
So how about Shemel Shai is going to be, the top king.
Yep.
All right, and there's going to be not another king underneath him.
Yeah. Because
you got it.
Because even in Egypt, you know what I'm saying? When the Lord got down on Egypt, it was basically known for quite some time after that oh snap,
we ain't gonna fuck with that.
We can't mess with these people because the God that they serve.
Yeah.
And when we got to the Canaan, they were shaking in their boots.
Yeah.
How much more so for this time?
Yeah, because that's why the heathen know him as Alashijah, mighty demon-like power. All right, because he got busy. There's a scripture that goes into that. That Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18.
Mm-hmm.
So
and the Lord has shown us glimpses of that. People, listeners that listeners, they may have seen something too, but certain accounts, certain things that have happened in brothers' lives. The Lord has shown us tokens that the Lord he'll get in that bag.
Yeah,
he'll get that dark side will come out, man. But y'all about to find out. This is Wisdom of Solomon 18
and 16.
And verse 16.
No, 18, 15, and 16.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 18 and 15. It says, Thine almighty word leaped down from heaven out of thy royal throne, as a fierce man of war into the midst of a land of destruction.
And this is going to Egypt.
Yep.
Because of and right now we're in the second Egypt. Okay, so how about Shemel Shai is about to come down again and put in that work, and all the people will see it in fear. You got it.
It says, verse 16. It says, and brought thine unfeigned commandment as a sharp sword, and standing up filled all things with death, and it touched the heaven, but it stood up.
But it stood
upon the earth.
It stood upon the earth. So everything that how about Shemel Shai is doing right now is to instill that judgment. Okay, so you other nations, Esau, if you don't believe, you will fear. Even if you don't believe, you will still fear.
Right.
All right, because you're going to give our power reverence. What's that? Put some respect on my name.
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna put some respect on your how about Shemel Shai's name. Now the last one, and I'm done. That Isaiah chapter 63, 3 and 4. Is it 3 and 4? Yes, 3 and 4. I'm just trying to hit the point so it can burn out.
This is Isaiah 63 and verse 4 or verse 3. You said you want to start it?
Yeah.
Isaiah 63 and 3. It says, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury.
See?
And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain on my raiment.
See? How about Shemel Shai is about to get busy?
Yep.
All right? He ain't, going through and letting people make it, man. Because all y'all got blood on y'all hands. Y'all got the blood of the saints on y'all hands. That's where y'all fucked up at. Okay?
Verse 4, it says, for the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come.
So the year of Yahweh Shemel Shai's redeemed is come. And it is this year because all this shit popping off left and right. How about Shemel Shai set all this up so he can deliver the elect? But that's all I got. Hey, with that, I pray this is edifying again to the hopeful elect. Want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Kakwadash. Shalom and shalom.
Shalom, Akim.